I think we can officially say that's up. That was a tale of two halves. First half, we came out, we were on fire, rocking and rolling, 21 points. Couldn't be stopped, had a running game. There's a lot of commotion going on right here at the DNVR bar. Having a good time. Everybody's having a lot of fun.
Kind of like the game. Kind of like the game. A lot of commotion.
Oh, yeah. I guess we're in the Losers Lounge. I hate saying that. Toyota's such a good brand. I don't ever want to call it Losers Lounge, but unfortunately, we're brought to you live from the Losers Lounge tonight. I'm Todd Davis. I'm here with my boys, Knowshon Moreno, Jurrell Casey. We're here to break down the game. And unfortunately, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted. It just wasn't good enough. Yeah. Only 6 points in the second half. That's not enough to beat a solid team like the Chargers. What are you guys' big takeaways from a night that was good to start? Start off good. We got our number. We thought it was going to lead to something else.
Man, the roller coaster this game was, right? The roller coaster. Started off on a high.
Yep.
Ended on a very, very, very low. And I think, just a little bit of mix of everything in this game. Kind of went good in the first half. Everything was going our way. Good pass, good runs, good defensive play. And then it just seemed like second half, everything just crumbled, went south real fast. But I think they played overall. I still think they played a pretty good game. Mm-hmm. I think this is still playoff caliber type play. Just got to figure out the small little mistakes that killed us, which was big penalties at critical times. One, and then just got to capitalize. Got to put more points on the board. I feel like we didn't do enough of that in the second half.
And shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. You can download the Bet365 app and use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. No big takeaways?
Yeah, I agree with what you guys were saying. It seemed like we were moving the ball really well in the first half. Put some points on the board there in long drives. Defense was playing decent. Not their best. I felt like Chargers was kind of moving the ball on them as well. I feel like the big momentum switch was when at halftime, when they're supposed to be going into half with no points, they get the fair catch free kick that we haven't seen in years. It's like, when's the last time?
1976, I believe, was the last time that was executed.
And it's so funny because you go over that play all the time in special teams meetings. You go over that, and you at least do it one time a week or whatever. So it's funny that it just now came up. But I feel like that was a big momentum shift right there. They get points on the board going into halftime. It's a 7-point game there or 8-point game at that point. And then we go stale the second half. I feel like we didn't really stop the run. I think we did at sometimes, right? But it was the explosive runs.
Yes.
It was like we'll get the 3 yard, and they'll stop them 3 yards, no more than 3 yards gains. But then when they hit one, it seemed like they hit one. Either it was a 40-yarder or a 50-yarder, whatever the case may be. That wasn't something that we saw a lot from this defense. Not the big runs. Yeah, maybe a 10-yarder, but not that 30 to 40-yard run where you saw that happen twice in this game. So it wasn't a good game for the defense. If I had to pick one side over the other. The run game was okay, but still it was the same run game that I've seen this team have multiple weeks. It wasn't any better, really, honestly. Bo protected the ball. That was good to see.
For sure.
But if I was to just say one side of the ball did better than the other, just those big plays on defense. But shoot, hey, they can get a pass from me, honestly. Their second, if you want to say their second worst game of the season,
outside of the Baltimore game?
Outside the Baltimore game, right?
Yeah. I mean, they only gave up 117 yards rushing. It just didn't feel like that. It didn't look like that.
Because of how big the plays were?
Yeah, and at the times, I think it also matters when it happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like when you need to stop a team when it's late in the third quarter and you need to get a stop, that's when they get a 40-yard run. Like that's the worst time to give up any kind of yardage.
Yeah.
And it felt like time and time again at inopportune times. I mean, that fair catch free kick that you talked about, there was 0 seconds on the clock going into halftime.
And we get a penalty there to put them in that position to kick it.
Exactly. Like the worst time to get that penalty that allowed them to get 3 points going into halftime is when it happened. So I think just unfortunately we had too many missed opportunities at the wrong time. And so I want to kind of break this game down into 2 halves because I really feel like it was a tell 2 halves. First half was good. Estimate gets in early with a touchdown. Burton gets in with a touchdown. Bo Nix throws another one. Like it felt like we were clicking on all cylinders. We couldn't be stopped. It didn't feel like they could do anything defensively to stop us. And then all of a sudden, we look up and can't move the ball.
And bro, that tells me a lot because this is not the first time the Chargers have done something like this. I feel like I forget the other game they played. That was at halftime. They go in down by 10 or something. And they come out the second half and they just start steamrolling. That's telling me that the Harbough and their coaching staff are doing a great job of adjusting at halftime. Yeah, I mean, the Broncos, you could not stop them the first half. What they do, go in at half, adjust. Okay, they're not going to beat us on the levels route anymore. Not one in the flat, one mid-range, and one over the top. They're not going to beat us with that. It seemed like we couldn't get that rollout concept anymore in the second half.
I feel like the play calling was just so terrible in the second half. I feel like it got kind of stuck in that type of formation where we doing one underneath, one mid, one high, over and over and over instead of giving some in routes, some sideline type routes, get these guys. I feel like we didn't even see Corden at all in the second half of the game. I think the play calling just came very vanilla, and that's something you can't do with Harbaugh.
Yeah.
When he's out there dialing up that team over there and they getting it going, they rolling, you got to start hitting them with different type of concepts. And I feel like Sean Payton never got into his bag. He never got into a rhythm of finding out what can really expose this defense, and it showed in the second half. We kind of was like the roles reversed from last week, right?
Yeah.
But we hit them with our best 15 at the beginning. And then after that, I feel like we couldn't get nothing else going. So I feel like, I think Sean had to do a better job of getting these guys rolling. He tried to run the ball a little bit more, try to get the run game going. It just, we fell back so much in the second half that they couldn't keep it going. But I think the run game picked up a little bit more this game, which was great to see. That's something I can say. I was excited to see that a little bit.
Yeah, the first 3 drives of the game were touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. 10 plays, 73 yards. Then we had 12 plays, 79 yards, 6 plays, 70 yards. Like, we were rolling, and it looked good. It looked easy. It looked effortless. Like you talked about that first 15. That game plan that Sean Payton and the coaches put together to face this Chargers team early in the game, man, I wish we could have found a way to continue to run some of those plays because it felt like we were getting what we needed with ease. And I don't know if it was lack of adjustments. Guys got tired. Very short week. I know it's tough to play on a Sunday and then a Thursday. But it just didn't feel the same in the second half. It felt like in the second half, we were sleepwalking. We were not as physical as we wanted to be. And I feel like they out-physicaled us for the most part.
And, it's always times in the game that when you go back and look at film, you're like, damn, that was a missed opportunity. We had a chance there. And the one that kind of comes to my mind right now is like, bro, we had that right there. That's 7. Is the underthrow, was that to Mims?
Yeah, that was Marvin.
On the right side of the field.
The double move.
Yeah. You put that out there, he runs underneath that for the tug.
Yeah.
They had about 2 or 3 of those a day.
Yeah.
That comes to my mind right now, man. It makes it a way different game at that point. I even forget what the score is at that time, but you score right there, the game could be different. So, I mean, a lot of missed opportunities. But at the end of the day, they played a good game. And, I can't really... I don't know who to put it on. You know what I'm saying? I guess you got to put it on Sean Payton with some of those play calls.
We was talking about it when we were watching the game. When it was like, why are you calling that in this moment?
Yeah.
Like, it was
the flea flicker. Remember that one after the fumble?
Flicker, right after the fumble. That was terrible. And then it was the one where it was 3rd and 7. He had all seam routes and then a 5-yard underneath route. And it was like, what was the setup after that play? fourth and 5 now. It made no sense. It made no sense. So I think some of the play calls that he was out there just dialing up just wasn't really making any sense today going into that second half. I think he was getting caught up with Harbough. I think they was in a little pissing match going back and forth, going for it on fourth down, calling timeouts when not needing it. I think he got caught up in that little horror deal instead of going out there and actually doing the right play calling.
Yeah, I just don't like that we just got away from the run in the second half. Like, the run game was working so well.
Was it? I still don't see it running.
Oh, they were running all over them.
Because I was like, yo, even Watson came in for a couple runs. I'm like, yo, he looks nice. Where'd he even go? I would like to have seen him a little more in there as well. I think like you said, the game it shifted. Once it shifted that second half, it's like you can't
it was over
be
with.
running all day.
No more.
Yeah.
But we still had the lead. I mean, in the second half, we start the second quarter off getting a field goal, or the third quarter off getting a field goal. Like, we're still in control of the game. Like, we don't have to feel like we need to throw with Bo 35 times in the second half to be able to have a chance to win the game. We are winning the game. I think if we just had stayed consistent with our formula, it didn't feel the same in the second half.
I'm saying that play call got way out of hand. He just started going down the rabbit hole with the play call. Because, like you said, the first couple plays coming out the half was a couple pass, couple run plays.
They were perfect.
Couple screens, got downfield, didn't get in the end zone, but got the field goal, right?
Yep.
And then you just abandon it. Like, right after they get the quick scramble down there, they drive down, I think 90 yards, go down there and score real quick. And it was just like became a panic. Like, he just started going in panic mode, So,
I mean, they were averaging.
It was rough to see.
Yeah, estimated average 5.3. It says on here, and Javonte was at 6.
He had running on his sheet. When you looked on the game on his play call sheet, he has running
at the
written
top
up there.
Yeah.
So I was expecting to see him actually run it.
Yep.
And he didn't do it. And if he would have done that in the second half coming out, we would have been okay.
I know Bo Nix is a young talent, and he's playing extremely well for a rookie. Do you guys feel like 40 attempts is too many for a young quarterback?
I mean, yeah, I think 40 attempts from any quarterback is a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, and I get it. Towards the end of the game, you kind of got to throw it there, right? They know you're not going to be running it too much. But yeah, that is a lot. But this is not the first time Peyton has done this.
No.
You know what I mean? And I already said it, and I'll say it again. We're just not a run team. You know we're going to be throwing that thing. You know we're going to throw it, so that is a lot, though.
40 passes, dog.
But
he was 29 for 40?
29 for 40, yeah.
You know what? He 29 for 40, that he was one away. I like to kind of keep it in the same ballpark, like 10. No more than 10, but that's not that bad, though.
Not bad. 263, 2 tugs.
Yeah,
there
right there.
There you go. Run it.
3 exclamations.
Come on. We need those pass attempts down. And the run attempts a little bit up.
Yeah.
I mean, Bo had over 70% completion, which is great. But I think I just look at our running backs, and we're averaging 5.3 yards a carry with estimate.
Yeah.
Bo's averaging 8.3. Javonte's averaging 6 yards a carry. Like, run the rock.
Run the ball.
It is working. For the first time in a month, running the rock is working. And then he just
stopped calling it.
It just died.
It just doesn't add up. And even like last week, they had a good run average.
He never turned it around.
They had a good run average, but it never was on.
He had it on the pass that thing. Who was that? The fat who? The fat brown kid?
No, he's trying to get you.
Who's that? Is that you?
Yeah, I got you.
What is going on? I'm done. Oh, my goodness.
You're right. He never turned it around. If we could all see run it, that means that he couldn't see run it. He might have forgot he wrote run it.
He forgot he wrote it on there, huh?
That's ridiculous. But I honestly, I feel like the game flow. Yeah, I feel like he maybe could have ran it a little more, but just the way the game was flowing, it did seem like he had to pass a little bit.
He had to get away from it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Really.
Know.
We was up the second half.
I know, but didn't we go 3 and out? We probably went 3 and out.
No, we started. It was
24-14.
After that one, there was punt, then they scored again, then punt, then they scored one last time.
I would have to go check it again. I mean, I just felt like especially in the second half. I mean, the run was okay, but the game flow wasn't at that point. I feel like maybe.
Yeah, well, now you ain't gonna run the ball now. Yeah, once they didn't got the ball up, I guess when this game they got to.
I have to rewatch it again.
20, what was it? 24-25 at that one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think you want to run the ball a little bit more, but I guess you kind of got to get away from it. You got to go in and start scoring. But I think it's still at that time because you only need 3 points. Run the clock as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I think we did, and they got the penalty, which ended up leading to the punt.
Yeah, because I mean the third quarter they only scored 6, so I think after we scored the field goal, I had to look through the whole log of what the hell happened here.
Well, we got
a field goal from Lutz, then they went down.
And they scored.
Scored a touchdown. They went for 2 and didn't get it.
Then they scored again that very next drive and then got the 2.
Yeah, I'm with West Holland right there.
Yeah.
I think that's when
They
they was
scored
talking about
15 in the
y'all was like, yeah, they should kick the field goal when they was like in the fourth down, going towards the end of the game. They should have went for that jump.
Oh, instead of kicking the field goal, go for the onside. I mean, I get the concept there.
Well, either way, you need 7 at some point.
And at some point, you need 3.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to continue to break down the game, and I want to get into some guys that I felt like had a good game. We talked about a lot of bad. Let's talk about some good. But first, a word from our presenting sponsors. End goals, Constant Contact has what it takes to help you meet them faster. No matter how experienced you are with digital marketing, Constant Contact has the tools to make your marketing run smoother. You can sell more, raise more, and build more genuine relationships with your audience with Constant Contact suite of digital marketing tools, all made to fast track your success. Time to put the go in your 2024 business goals with email, social, SMS, and customized marketing campaigns built for you in just a few clicks. Ready, set, go to constantcontact.com/ALLCITY and start your free trial today.
All right, DNVR listeners, if you're on the hunt for the best fried chicken sandwiches, tenders, and salads in Denver, look no further than Bird Call. Bird Call is all about all natural chicken goodness with a fully customizable menu. We're talking chef crafted salads, award-winning tenders, nuggets, incredible tots, fries, creamy milkshakes, you name it, they got it. And check it out. They were voted Denver's best chicken sandwich in the Westward Reader's Choice Awards. Locals love them, and for good reasons. Bird Call is more than just a meal. It's an experience with high-quality ingredients and awesome service. Now they're just dropping something new, the Bird in the Box, and people are going crazy over it. Here's how it works. For just $9.95, you can build your own Bird in the Box with your choice of 2 crispy sliders or 1 slider and 2 tenders, plus tots or fries, pickles, and one of their signature sauce. Or if you like it spicy, you can upgrade to Nashville hot tenders. Bird Call's Bird in the Box is made to order and brings that premium quality at a killer price. It's perfect for game day, a lunch break, or just treating yourself. A Bird is blowing up across the Front Range with more locations and a vibe that's all about community. Bird Call has hatched in Denver, Colorado, and now has 8 restaurants across the Front Range. With more opening soon, get over to Bird Call and get your hands on a Bird in the Box.
All right, we talked about, the not so good second half and how it didn't have the attributes that we wanted from this team. I mean, Sean had run it on his game plan, and we would love to see more running game in the second half. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. It caused us. Yeah, I think it took us out of winning this game. But I want to talk about some guys who I feel like had a good game today, and I got to give some credit to a young buck. Came in, he played well. Kris Abrams-Draine.
Yep.
Second career start, first career interception, and I think it was in the red zone. Very pivotal time, and I felt like he played really good football today.
Yeah, you got to give it up to the young man. Made plays when he had to. They were driving down the field, and shoot, the receiver was open for a second, and that boy just came out of nowhere. He was on him, but I just felt like he just, at the last second, undercut that thing. Give me that. I mean, big pivotal moment for us.
And that's the hardest play to make. Like, it's so much easier being able to sit in zone, see the quarterback, read the route, and make a play. Like, man to man, it felt like he ran the route for him. He undercut the route at the perfect time, and did a great job of being in between the man and the ball and making a play on the ball. Turned out to be an interception.
It's called young man ready to play, ready to make his time.
Young man.
Man. you get opportunities, and I think he's just showing it. You know, he getting the opportunity to go out there and perform, and he's rising to the occasion. He got a great vet in front of him, and Patrick, and it shows that he's been studying. He's been getting out there, soaking it all up, and when he's getting his shot, his opportunity, he's making sure it counts. And it was good to see that show up game in and game out, play after play, and I think he did a great job going into the second half of the game. Also, I don't think he gave up really too many big plays like that in the second half of the game. He stayed pretty consistent, and I think that's something you look forward to going into the playoffs and going to the start of next year for sure.
Yeah, I think good teams have a lot of depth, and I think that he's going to be a good player for us going forward. Even when Riley Moss comes back, I think this shows you that we have talent backing up talent, even on defense. Another guy I felt like played really well today, or who did you guys feel like played well today that you feel like deserves a shout out? Nobody?
Man, it's tough. I mean, I talked about the run game, and it did look good. It looked decent. Guys were running strong. I thought we caught the ball at the backfield pretty well. Javonte caught one on the right side of the field there and got the first down. Did we get to put that field goal on the board?
Yep.
Late in the game, I thought that was really good. And I mean, I know it wasn't great throws by Bo all day. He looked way better when they were moving the pocket, had him on sprint outs. But I mean, it's hard to do that when you stop running the ball. And that's what they stopped doing in the second half. But he looked good on those sprint out throws. A couple underthrown ones that of course, he's going to want back. But at least he didn't turn the ball over, right? Yeah. So that's always a positive, especially with a rookie. That's always a positive. But it's just really tough to say who had the best game out of everyone. I think Brendan Jones, I saw him make a couple big tackles.
Big tackles, big plays. I think he had 10 tackles tonight. QB hit, PBU. He's definitely making his presence.
Yeah, he was special tonight. It's just hard to say that, when they get gashed on these big runs and some of those big crossing routes early in the game. I mean, it was like, dang, where the hell were they then? But they get a pass from me. Like I said, defense gets a pass. They can get 2 more passes from me, honestly. They won 4 to 5 games for this team this year.
Easy.
Right?
It might be more than that.
For
to
real.
be honest, the defense has been playing lights out.
Well, This is the time we need them to get geared in.
I get that.
This is the time we need them geared in.
Short week. Yeah. I get it. Short week, though, they get a pass from me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it was a close game. We missed some on offense, right?
But I feel like they didn't do nothing so special over there with the Chargers offense. I feel like the offense was very vanilla today, and they just was capitalizing on plays, and we just wasn't in positioning today.
Yeah.
Is that what we look like right now going into the playoffs?
Well, I'm just saying there was a couple great throws scrambling from Herbert. You got on that one touchdown pass with the running back out the. Only players like him and the Mahomeses and guys like that can make that kind of throw. So they made more plays. They made more plays today.
They made a lot more plays.
I give the defense a pass.
Okay,
but I think 34 is too many.
A lot of
for
points.
A pass. I think 27, 25, 24. Okay, we didn't play our best football, but you guys get 34. It's a lot of points.
Let's there 40 points again.
That's a lot of points. And the fact that it was 13 to 21 going in the half. That means they put up 21 points in the second half.
15 in the fourth quarter.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
We got to find a way to stop a team there. Although the defense, we can't harp on them because they've done above and beyond what anybody can expect by putting this team in position to win different games.
Yeah.
I think just 34 is a little bit too many points.
Too many points.
We missed opportunities on offense, though.
I know the one to Marvin Mims, I think we would like to have back. But I feel like the offense, they didn't do a bad job of protecting the football tonight. And 27 points, it's not a bad day. Not a bad. Yeah. The only drive I feel like I wish we would have done better on is there was a punt in the second half that we got back at right around the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
And then we went backwards and they had to punt it back to them. And that, I feel like, when you get the ball in plus territory or right in front of plus territory, that should lead to points.
Yeah, I think we were saying that. We're like, bro, they're at the 50.
Yeah.
They should go ahead and get some points on the board here. Touchdowns.
That's the one I really wanted back. Another player I felt like who had a pretty good game, Marvin Mims. 3 receptions, 62 yards, 20-yard average. That RPO out the backfield where they hit him on the bubble screen, took it up the sideline, almost took it to the house.
He's always one break away.
I mean, he's showing his speed out the backfield. He's doing a really good job, and I feel like Marvin Mims.
Tuck that shirt in, young man. Tuck that
shirt in.
He can't be getting taken down by the shirt, coach.
Man.
You gotta run through that.
67. Yeah.
Yeah, rip that shirt apart, right?
I get that.
I think it's crazy because we said that would disappear second half.
No,
but Sutton had a pretty decent day. 5 for 50, 5 catches for 50, and they just dip out.
I know, but it's back to what Todd always says. 5.
Yeah.
Like, where's his 10? Where's his 12?
That's what we're saying. They just dip out on him. Like 5 for 50. It just show you where this game was at. Like, it was just so random and sporadic, so they couldn't really put it together. I think the offense was just so all over the place. They didn't know how to really dial it in.
Where was he on the 4th and critical, though? The 4th down, second half, we need to score.
Yep.
Did he get hurt?
It was like, I don't know. It was like 12 personnel.
Yep.
I get it. That means 2 tight ends. But he needs to be he needs to be one of those receivers.
He's your number 1 receiver. Any critical down, 3rd down, 4th down, you know how it is. Even with you talking about outside linebackers, you got guys that play 1st, 2nd down, but you got the big dogs who are always going to be in on 3rd down.
It's critical time.
I don't care if DeMarcus Ware didn't play at all. If it's 3rd and 8,
gotta go.
That's what I'm saying.
He's in the game because we need him in the game.
How do you have a package with him not in there?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me that he wasn't in that package unless he was like tired and he needed a blow. But that's like, nah, bro, we need you right now. Even if you're for a decoy.
Yeah.
We need you in there.
Yeah.
There was no threat on that play. Crazy, man. That was wild to me.
And I don't see him pulling a Anthony Richardson and saying, "Hey, coach,
tap me out, right?
Yeah.
I need one." So that was weird. I just felt like it wasn't the best package for our team, and it resulted in an incompletion, and we didn't get much from it. Like, we have star receivers, we have top 10 guys when they're given targets. For him not to be out there on the field in a critical down, that was tough.
So what does this mean for our playoff chances, though? I mean, we're still going to make the playoffs, right? I mean,
as of right now, yeah.
As of right now, I think we're like 75% chance of making the playoffs. So
we got to win, what, 1, 2?
I think we have to win one.
We can lose every single one and it didn't matter.
We can lose every single one as long as
other teams don't win.
The Bengals and the Dolphins don't win all 3. So we can't lose out if the other teams win out. But if they lose even one game, then we can lose out and be 9-8 again, which
that'd be crazy.
It's not where I wanted this team to be. Go on a 4-game losing streak into the playoffs.
Nah, that'd be crazy.
That's not where you want to be as a team.
Huh.
So we're in a good spot. We're still make the playoffs. Like, don't hold your head. 1 week at a time. We got a long week to prepare for the Bengals. Bengals are no slouches. And I think they're going to put up a good fight. So it's important for us to stay ready for this game because every team we play from here on out, the other team is these games are must wins for them. So they're going to give us their best shot, and we got to be really ready to play. So, what'd you think of my guy Zach Allen tonight?
I think he was disappearing again.
But what about the 4th down? Remember the 4th down? Was it 3rd down where they ran to the left side? It was like 3rd and 1. He shot through the gap, got the ankle.
Play for the day.
You know,
got that one play for the day. I appreciate the one play for the day, but that's not going to help the team win.
Yeah,
that's not helping us be the top 5 defense that we are. Like, I just feel like he have disappeared the last 3-4 weeks of the season, and this is when we really need him the most. And I feel like today, inside that run game, that's where we got gashed at the most, was up the middle, critical plays. And watching him, like I told you, I don't know if it's necessarily him playing his style play, or if it's the play calls that Ben Joseph play, and they got to do a lot of that slanting across the board. But a lot of time he's not using his hand and get them out of position. And a lot of time when we go back and you watch the film and you see those big runs, it's all D linemen out of position coming down with their shoulders turned and no one's using their hands. And it's just tough.
It's the linebackers too now. Because there was a
Wait,
few.
before we get on linebackers, I know you got a lot to say. Before we get there, let me read you his stats, and I'm going to see if this changes your mind. He had 4 tackles, he had a TFL, and 4 quarterback hits.
That was good. That was a good day. That was a great day. That was a great day. That was a great day by my guy. But I just felt like those plays didn't help us out at all today.
Yeah.
Nothing critical came out of
TFL
them.
was huge, but outside
You
of
feel
that,
me?
yeah.
It didn't really help us out today. And don't get me wrong, those are good plays for an average player.
Yeah.
Zach Allen is a dog.
Yeah.
He's a monster. We're expecting a lot out of you. And when a team is counting on you to step up and rise to occasion when the critical, Benito and them was quiet, all of them was quiet. We need somebody to step up the occasion. And when you have guys on your edge who's been getting after it week in and week out, it's time for you on the inside to come out and help your guys.
I feel it.
And I feel like, that was okay. That was okay today. Yeah. But it was nothing that, when you're getting gashed for 20, 30-something yard runs, there's not really much you can be proud about.
I feel you. All right, no, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, it was nothing
Balls
crazy.
in your court. Go ahead, talk about the linebackers.
I mean, I agree with him. And when he points it out, on those big runs, Jurrell points him out like, he's not using his hands. He is throwing the shoulder when it comes to D linemen. But plenty of times today, you see linebackers, they have a pulling guard or they have a fullback leading up to the second level, and you see our linebackers going underneath blocks or trying to olay the defender to try to go underneath to make a block.
Yeah.
To make a tackle. Sometimes you got to take on that pulling guard. You got to take on whoever's pulling. You got to take on the fullback head on, and make a pile in that hole and not be able to just get gashed like that. But you saw that a couple times today. So you could say, it's the line, but a lot of those times it was the linebackers. But
It was one touchdown run where was that Barton came downhill. He thought it was about to be a nice little stuff in the backfield. He got depleted. He came in and he, instead of spilling the tackle, where you basically cut him from the outside. He
all the way down the line.
He tried to go underneath and spill it to some. I don't know what he was going underneath for.
Yeah,
he went underneath. He got washed all the way down. Untouched touchdown.
That's tough.
Untouched touchdown.
It's tough. I hate.
It was just bad fits on the defensive side of the ball or around the day.
But he does
Gotta be honest. They
That's
say
all it was. It was just bad fits.
Or they always taught linebackers, especially my linebacker coach, if everything is flowing to the right, and you're going on to take on a block on the right side, if you go around him to the left, which means you're going backside, you have to make the play. Because if not, you're cutting off everybody that's flowing to the right. Plus, there is nobody else on the right to stop this ball from continuing to go straight up the field. So if you go backside, you have to make it. But if you don't make it, it's a huge hole in the defense. And I think what you guys were referring to, one was a touchdown run on the left side. The other one was like a lead strong to the right side. Yeah. We went backside, we cut off another player, and unfortunately, running back just kind of
get gashed.
Yep, right through the line of scrimmage. So it's tough.
Hey, what the heck, Jay? Don't be talking about Barton. Barton is his guy, man.
Yeah. While we take a second to think about this, we got a word from our sponsors. We'll be back in a second. And now, shout out to our friends over at Bet365. You guys know we love Bet365. We love it because all of our bets hit. They get great odds. They boost a lot of their odds. Every day, we power up the odds on hundreds of bets to give you a chance to win more with over 10,000 boosts every month. We boost specific markets, your winnings, and even parlays. Keep an eye out for our custom DNVR bets and boosts. Like I said, our DNVR bets and boosts, they hit, man. It's a great way to make money. If you're looking for a way to just earn some extra money, it's not a guarantee, but I stand behind what we put out every week for our bets. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5. You can sign up, use the code DNVR365, deposit $10, and place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, plus a code for Altitude Plus, courtesy of Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
And got to talk about my friends over at Circle K. You ever go into Circle K and, to fill up some gas, slide inside real quick, grab some snacks? I do, usually. Grab a bag of chips or something. I usually grab a bag of pistachios or grab a slushie or something like that. But did you know you can earn rewards on those stuff that you grab from inside the store? Well, you can. It's a free membership, and it's easy. Go ahead and download the app. All you need to do is enter your email and phone number to be fully enrolled. And then all you need from there on is your phone. And you can get all these deals every day on food, drinks, and more. If you sign up for the Inner Circle with Circle K, you can receive 25 cents per gallon on your next 5 fill-ups. I mean, come on, anyway we can save a little money, why not do it, right? All you gotta do, go download the Circle K app, sign up for these great offers, exclusive offers. They update their offers weekly, all right? So it's always something new in there. You're already filling up for gas, so why not earn some points for your gas and for the snacks that you might have to, get while you're there, right? So go ahead and go check out my guys over at Circle K.
So unfortunately, this wasn't the outcome we wanted. We lost to the Chargers 34-27. I kept thinking they were going to charge. Like at some point in the fourth quarter, they would just do what they normally do. But I guess got a little bit different coaching right now, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. They're not slouches by any means. We now have the same record, but unfortunately, they did jump us in the playoff standings. So now they're the 6th seed. We're the 7th seed, but we're still in it. We don't have to lose hope. I think there's still an opportunity for us. And once you get to the playoffs, one win at a time. Doesn't matter what your record was before or coming into this the playoff bracket. One win at a time puts you in a good position to continue to play into the playoffs and try to win a Super Bowl. That's everybody's job. So I think we should talk about the Bengals. They're our next opponent. It's going to be a big time game. We're going to play on Saturday next week, so we got a long break to be able to watch the Bengals, study film. They have a shorter week. They go from Sunday to Saturday instead of Sunday to Sunday. So hopefully that gives us a little bit of an advantage. But Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, D. Higgins, they're going to be a very talented team. They can put up points. So I think we definitely have to be prepared.
Talking about be prepared. There's going to be another time. We thought this end of the season was going to be a cakewalk. I think the Bengals is turning it on right at the right time. Last couple games, Jamar Chase, that boy been playing like a top tier receiver. You talking about top 10?
Yeah,
that boy right there looking like a top 10 right now. So it's gonna be definitely key that Patrick come out and hopefully get Moss back and those boys is ready to go out there and be locked down because we're gonna need them for sure with Higgins and Jamar out there. They're definitely a great duo to have. And then like you said, Joey B. He's a guy who can make it happen. So putting the pressure on him, getting him rattled. Getting sacks on him early will be very, very, very key. Very key.
Yeah, man, y'all mentioned it. They got an explosive receiver over there, so it kind of gives me, flashbacks of when Jerry Jeudy was out there going crazy.
Oh, dang, we don't want to talk about
it. We don't need that.
We don't need that. If we have to travel, Pat, go ahead and travel them.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Do it early, too.
Yeah, because they definitely could hurt you, man. You talk about Burrow, he's on track right now to have 4,000 yards plus on the season, man. So they're going to throw that rock. They got a decent running back. He's almost at 1,000 yards rushing. So, they're going to try to hit you with the run pass game, And they play the Browns this weekend. So if they get that win, they'll be at 7-8. So coming in, or are we going there or are they coming here?
We got to go there.
So we'll be going into their home. And they'll be looking to get back to even, back to 8-8. So that's going to be a super big game. So they got to handle business versus the Browns this weekend first. But you would think that they get that win. So it's going to be another big game. A great atmosphere. Who knows what time is that game?
2:30 Saturday.
A 2:30 piece?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a decent
Prime
time for us.
time.
Yeah, not bad. So, yeah, it's going to be another one of those close games. Another one of those good games. Who knows it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be another good game. First, a good opponent that's going to be looking to make some moves towards the playoffs on their own.
Yeah, and I didn't want to play a team, or I didn't want to have games where, like, we have all these shootouts, we need to score points. I always felt like our defense was good enough to stop anybody, and I think this week is a week that our defense has to be on point because we know that our offense is good enough. You know, they can put up 27 points against a pretty good defense in the Chargers. Bengals defense is almost bottom of the league in every category. So I would venture to say that our offense will be able to put up at least 27 points. We got to stop the Bengals and their high-powered offense because if it's a shootout, I think it always usually comes down to whoever has the ball last wins the game.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think this would be the game.
Have we won any of our shootout games this year?
Against the Browns, I call that a shootout.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Defense came up big.
Yo.
The Colts wasn't a shootout.
Winston
Because
threw 5 picks.
3 picks. Yeah,
Yeah,
felt like exactly. But
I'm saying that's
we're a good team. I just don't like being in shootout games with
definitely
a
good
young
team.
quarterback.
Definitely
There's
a
also
good team.
an experienced team, right?
Exactly.
It's a rebuild year, supposedly, and, like, they're already doing this.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we always say that, right? We always say, oh, man, you look, who do they have over there on that defense? And all of a sudden, they're shutting us out. It's like, bro, what happened? And, you could say that this Chargers team is a good team, defense, which they are, but they had a lot of injuries on this side as well, a cornerback, a safety,
Yep.
and some of those other guys. So they've been depleted as well. So, honestly, I don't even know when it comes to, the opposing defense, but I know our defense is going to come to play. And I would be interested to see what the weather's like out there in 2 weeks. Because if it's a cold one, I don't know. But the way that Bo was shivering in 60-degree weather, I hope it's
jacket
not
on?
cold out there. Right, exactly. So,
Not
that'd
all
be
of us
interesting
from
to see.
Jersey, no. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are used to warm weather, nice days, the sun outside.
Okay. Okay. Well, I
You're not
get
buying
it. Nah. But it's gonna be another one of those shootout games, or I don't want to say it's gonna be a shootout, but it's gonna be another good game that we're gonna have to really get prepared for, and it's good that we have a couple more days to prepare for them.
Yeah, a little bit more time. So hopefully we come ready to play, man, because we don't want to lose out and then hope somebody else. We don't want to put the fate of our playoff destiny in somebody else's hands. Like,
I know what y'all gonna be
we
doing.
want to control it.
If it
We
happens,
just need to win one.
y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, we got it versus the Chiefs. They're not starting anyone. And then freaking Carson Wentz is gonna come in here and try to light up that thing up. Carson Wentz is gonna go crazy.
Shit, he ain't doing
I ain't
nothing.
gonna let him go
Don't
crazy.
don't sleep on Carson though.
What do you mean? Carson
He
is
washed.
Yeah.
You think he still got it?
That
There's
man's
a
still in
reason
the
why.
league.
There's a reason
No,
why.
that's not accurate.
Every quarterback stays in the league.
So we gonna see this
Especially
in the
weekend.
back of
quarterbacks.
resort.
He gonna play this
Especially
weekend.
quarterbacks.
I don't think Mahomes plays with that ankle. He
Okay.
shouldn't. He says he want to play, but we'll see.
No, he's done.
He's washed, bro.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe
washed.
y'all. Okay,
Nah, I
get
hope
it.
he don't come in here and play well, but
I'm saying. But hopefully it doesn't have to get to that. I mean, even we do win next week. And comes to those Chiefs, they're probably still going to start, sit their players anyway. You would think. But you just never know with Andy Reid anyway.
you never know. And I was thinking if we could have won tonight, there was potential that we could sit our starters last game of the
What?
season.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying if we had beat the Chargers, we would have clinched the playoffs.
Okay.
And
That would
let's
have
just
been a
say,
full clinch. Like, no matter what
yeah,
happens.
we're in.
Who are you
matter
trying
what.
to sit?
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying?
Possibility.
Maybe Pat,
Okay, that's fine.
maybe Court, maybe
They already said Corey.
I don't
Corey
think-
got to sit today.
JFM and Zach. I mean, not a
Pretty much
lot of
everyone
people.
on defense.
Not a lot of people.
Offense needs all the reps they can get.
Yeah. Because the running game and there's nobody.
He said they do all the reps they can get.
There's
We
nobody
still
that can say that I
preseason
would sit
around
on
here.
the offense outside of Cortland.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep those guys going. You want to keep those guys on a roll going into the playoffs. Do you guys feel optimistic about the playoffs after tonight? Like, do we feel like we're ready for it, or does it feel like
feel like
we're
definitely gonna be a
getting there,
battle.
but
Definitely gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
I feel like it's still gonna be a ton of work. And you know, you get in the playoffs, everything tighten up, everything get a little bit more sharper, and the penalties hurt you a lot more. So I think it's definitely, we got a lot to work on to see. One, we still can't run the ball efficiently, not even efficiently, that the coaches won't call to run the ball. We need to fix that. And then two, we can't stop the run. I feel like the little small tedious runs that we give up week in and week out kind of always just, comes back to bite us in the butt. And that's kind of like our dagger for our defense, not being able to stop the run a little bit.
And it's always like a downhill running game where there's powers.
Yeah, I get
Never
it.
edge, never
That's
solid
straight
line.
to the linebackers,
It's
though.
right down the middle of the gutter of our
Like,
defense.
if you try to beat us, sideline to sideline, we got our ends are too fast.
Yeah.
Right, so it's hard to get on the outside of us because then the linebackers are going to flow and make that tackle because you can't get outside. We got too much speed on the outsides.
Yeah.
You got to go straight at us, straight to Barton. All right, that's going to hop around blocks. You go straight downhill. I mean, the Ravens did it. I mean, teams are doing it that have success. But and yeah, when it comes to playoffs, I didn't think, and I still don't think we would go very far because of our offense.
Yeah.
I mean, I have all the confidence in the world and the defense, and I told you they get a pass from me today. But you need more than just that in the playoffs.
Yep, I 100% agree. Well, let's get to these super chats and see what everybody has to say. Let's get a pulse for, how people are feeling. Y'all, can you make it a little bigger for me? It's like it's hard to see all these bright lights. Got to make sure I can see what the people are saying. All right, first one's coming in from Matt. Is that Stulio? I know we needed more points, but I feel like the D penalties really hurt us the most. I think both were true. There were a couple costly penalties that we had on defense, on special teams that led to them getting points, and I think it hurt us.
Yeah, just in the timing of them. You know what I mean? It's always the timing. You can blame it on a lot of things. You can say it was that. You can say it was the run defense. You can say it was the missed opportunities on offense. I think the blame really goes around all phases of the game. And at the end of the day, who takes the most blame is Sean Payton, just like Jurrell said.
If you guys
These
are
Nuggets
watching
out here trying to get
the
it in.
Nuggets versus the
These boys
Trailblazers
going
game,
crazy.
the Nuggets have came back down 5 with like a minute 40 left to go. Now it's 59 seconds on the clock. We're up to, just to keep you guys up to date on the latest Nuggets game. All right, now we're going to head out to our guy, Zach. We got to bring in Zach for our Inside Access segment presented by Verizon. Visit a Verizon store, switch to their award-winning 5G network, and get a $200 gift card courtesy of Verizon. What's up, Zach? How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I think that this was a tough one. The Broncos had it in the first half and let it just slide out of their hands in the second half, really starting with the final 0 second in the first half when that obviously crazy fair catch kick happened with the interference play on it, and then things just spiraled out of hand. The run game was great in the first drive and then kind of just fell apart. The defense was great in the first half, only allowing 10 points until they fell apart in the second half. And guys, if you want to be playing playoff football deep into January and February, you have to play complete games, and the Broncos were not able to do that today.
Yeah, Zach, I really feel like it was a tale of two halves, and you being there in the stadium, what was the feeling going on? Were the guys tired? Did it just feel like we didn't adjust? What was the difference between the first half and the second half?
Yeah, well, two things, Todd, and it's a really good question. And the first part of that is, surprisingly, Bo Nix admitted after the game, man, it was tough to play on this short week. That sets off sirens right there, because you know who chose to play on this short week? The Denver Broncos chose to do this. They could be playing on Sunday here and still have 3 more days of rest, but Sean Payton decided to play on a short week this week because they were kind of looking ahead to next week and planning out how they were going to get more rest time against the Bengals. So that was very eye-opening to me. And I understand playing on short weeks is tough. Typically, you don't have a choice in the NFL. This time, the Broncos did. They allowed this move to happen. So that's a question for Sean Payton moving forward. Was this the right decision? And then the second thing, something interesting, Pat Surtain said in the second half. He said in the fourth quarter, we kind of knew that we had shot ourselves in the foot. Well, in the fourth quarter, the game was still going. So I think the Broncos Broncos just aren't used to blowing games like this, because the Broncos are a team that going into this week had the most double-digit point wins in the NFL. So when they got that double-digit point lead, they probably thought they were going to hang on to it and run away with it. Now this adversity that they're handling right now is something that they really haven't had until right now. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're put in this situation again against maybe a Bengals team that can throw the ball and and get the points going up on the board, how they respond to that.
Yeah.
Zach, so we seen Sean with the little run it sign on his paper there. What's up with that? I feel like they did it, like you're saying, they did a great job in the first half, first couple drives of running the ball, being very consistent, got in the end zone a few times. Why do you think we got away from the run game, or just why do you think the play calling became very vanilla going into the second half?
Jurrell, it's such a good question. And what's crazy about this is the first time the Broncos have scored back-to-back touchdowns to start a game since week 2 against the Commanders last season. And remember, the Broncos got a big lead on the Commanders. It was Sean Payton's second game with the Broncos, and then they blew it to Sam Howell. They lost 35-34. It was a very devastating loss. And in the first half, the first quarter specifically, when the Broncos got that lead, they were running the ball like crazy against the Commanders, just like this game. The Broncos ran the ball for 88 yards in the first half, with a lot of those in the first quarter with back-to-back touchdowns. And they actually went back-to-back touchdowns, and then the exact same thing happened. Sean Payton just didn't look at his play card anymore that said, run the ball. And instead, the Broncos just start throwing the ball. They lose the time of possessions, and Chargers are able to put methodical drives down the field, get the defense tired, penalties, which is something we'll talk about. And then just like that Chargers game, the Broncos blow this game. So there's so many similarities between those two games there. And then, guys, the penalties was just absolutely killer. Penalties and poorly timed sacks where the Broncos were at 2nd 18. So then you can't really run the ball. You got to throw the ball, and then that doesn't work out for the Broncos. And then these penalties, man, the defense specifically, that Jonathan Cooper penalty was tough. Whether you or not you think that Justin Herbert got his hand on his face mask, Jonathan Cooper took full ownership after that, said you just can't do it. And, man, it seemed like every single time the Broncos had a costly penalty, the Chargers made them pay for it. And that's how you win games, is you make teams pay for their mistakes. And the Chargers did that, and the Broncos did not tonight.
Yeah, man, shoot, I don't have nothing for you, honest. I mean, I just feel like we got out-coached, especially in the second half. They went into the half, made adjustments, and we tried to keep the same offense and defense, and we kind of got, it hurt us, you know what I mean? A lot of big plays. I feel like we did such a better job on Ladd McConkey the first game. He had like 87 yards tonight. What do you kind of contribute that to? Were we not able to, travel pat enough, or it's just them making big plays?
I don't get it, Knowshon. I don't get when a team has one great receiver and then nothing else, how you don't just have a game plan, not just during the game, but before the game. You have 3-4 days leading up to this.
Yeah.
How you don't have a plan of just Pat Surtain is going to be on Ladd McConkey. And I'll tell you what, in the post-game locker room conversation with Sean Payton, that's maybe the thing. That and penalties were the thing that he was most upset about. And when I say that, I'm talking about the free runners that were happening in the second half. He said it's inexcusable. It can't happen. There were 4 or 5 times where their best receiver is running wide open. We cannot let that happen. And I'll tell you what, the Broncos put up 27 points. 21 of those came in the first half. You can't score 6 points in the second half. The offense is certainly not free of blame, but the defense in the second half just fell apart. And it's so uncharacteristic. Guys, the Broncos coming into this game were giving up 6.5 points per game in the second half. They gave up, 21 points per game this second half. So what the Broncos have to hope is that this is just an uncharacteristic game for them. And it looks like on paper it is an uncharacteristic game. But if they have 2 more of those, we're not just talking about like, oh, can the Broncos get to the 5th spot and play the Texans? We're talking about, can the Broncos make the playoffs here? So it's crazy how this game went from like, man, this is going to be an incredible post-game celebration. Club dub in LA is going to be bigger than ever with the Hollywood lights here, to like, we don't have to start scoreboard watching yet because the Broncos still control their own destiny. But next week, that's not a gimme against Cincinnati. And Cincinnati just got a lot of life and hope tonight, especially with the playing the Broncos next week. So, guys, the conversation, I mean, it went from free flowing to like, oh no, this is tight. It's gonna be interesting to see how the Broncos respond next week. It's Christmas. I don't think the Broncos are gonna be celebrating Christmas much on Tuesday and Wednesday with Christmas Eve and Christmas, and then see how they respond in a game where it goes from like zero pressure really entering tonight to maybe a ton of pressure next week. And unfortunately, what Broncos country has to cheer for now, you got to cheer for a Chiefs win, because you do not want the Chiefs playing for something in Week 18, especially if you don't take care of business next week.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's why, I'm so happy that you agree with me about this being a must-win. When we talked on the show, you're very adamant that you were on my side. You agree with me, so I appreciate you, because if this wasn't a must-win, then the next two are must-win. So I'm glad we're on the same page, and I appreciate your analysis of the must-win situation.
Was that conversation last week, Todd? I think you're putting words not in my mouth. I think you're putting words in your mouth right now, Todd.
Oh, man. Well, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but it's all
At
good.
least
all
it's
good.
only words in your mouth, right?
Pause.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so from the locker room, what is the energy that these guys are feeling? What's Sean Payton's message to the team moving forward? You got two really big games coming up. What has he said about the importance of moving forward and how the team will handle this?
Yeah.
I smile at that question, Todd, because we asked Sean that exact question. What's the message to the team after this game? And he said, there is no message after this game. We got to focus on this before we look forward. And you can tell one of the things that he admitted, which I was surprised that Bo admitted, that they were a little tired going into this game. And I was surprised that Sean admitted this was a big game. There was a lot on the line. And he's not lying, but after you lose this game, to come out and admit that just shows how much there really was on the line. And it's something we broke down all week. So he knows how much of a blown opportunity they have. Now the Broncos are tied with the Chargers record-wise, but they don't have the tiebreaker, and it's going to be hard for them to jump the Chargers. Now you're talking about going into Buffalo potentially instead of, like we talked about, the Broncos are this close to being able to go into the Houston Texans and play the Texans in the first round of the playoffs. Now, I do still think the Broncos make the playoffs, but now you're really looking at Buffalo, and now you're kind of looking over your shoulder, making sure that the Bengals and Colts and Dolphins don't overtake you, instead of looking at jumping forward in this game. And so when I was in the locker room after the game, really the vibe was disappointing. It wasn't pissed off, and I've been in locker rooms where it's been where guys have been really pissed off and angry and mad. It was just more so disappointed, because I think the Broncos knew they were playing with some house money here. But it was house money that they didn't want to lose, and they lost that house money. Now they're going home with their pockets half full, instead of doubling in jackpot size with a long weekend off, with Christmas coming up. So it's disappointing, but it was down but not out. The Broncos still know they control their own destiny, but it's not the funnest games to look at coming forward, because the Bengals, if they win this week, they'll be 7-8, and it's not just a 7-8 team that's competitive. It's with the MVP quarterback and with a unstoppable wide receiver. I really hope that Pat Surtain is following Jamar Chase the entire game next week, because the last time those two played, Jamar Chase had one catch for 9 yards. What can't happen is Jerry Jeudy's situation a couple weeks ago, where Jerry Jeudy isn't covered by Pat Surtain. He goes off for 200. If Jerry Jeudy can go off for 200 yards against you, Jamar Chase can go off for 500 yards. So Vance Joseph needs to get that game plan where it's Pat against Jamar, and there's no Lad McConkey's running around free on the field at the end of the game. So the Broncos know that they're not down, or that they're not out, but that they're down here, and blew really an opportunity that was right there for them, especially after the way the first half went, guys. With 0 seconds left in the first half, you're up 21-10. Then you mess up that end of game or end of half situation, and then you don't get to score on the first drive of the second half, and then things kind of just fall apart from there.
Well, man, thank you, Zach, for talking to us and tuning in with us. I know you can't see the Denver Nuggets Portland Trailblazers game, but unfortunately the Nuggets went down in the last seconds of the game, similarly to how the Broncos did. So maybe just not a good night for Colorado sports. I would say see you tomorrow, but you'll be on vacation. So while you're on vacation, we'll hold down the fort.
Not vacation. I'm going to be traveling home to Denver.
Vacation, but we'll be no, just playing. We'll hold down the fort for you till you get back, but I'll see you on Monday, man.
All right, see you, fellas. Love joining after games.
Safe travels.
Yeah, much love. All right, before we get out of here, I got to tell you one more time about our friends over at Shout Shout out to our friends over at Saturday Neon. You know, we have a lot of Saturday Neon here in the bar. There's a couple of signs behind me, a couple of signs downstairs, all done by Saturday Neon. It was started by 2 CU Buff alums. Saturday Neon makes officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs, perfect for your home, office, dorm room, man cave, fan cave, bar. You can check out their new essential collections featuring almost 50 of the biggest schools across the country. So I know Sac State is in there. They have more and more coming, only $75. Their LEDs last up to 100,000 hours, so you'll be enjoying your sign for years to come. It's super easy to install using the provided hardware with their CM command strips. You can use code DNVR for 10% off your order at SaturdayNeon.com. So head to SaturdayNeon.com. Also, I got to give a shout out to our friends over at Primo Hoagies. You guys know we love our Primo Hoagies. Primo Hoagies won USA's Today's Best Sandwich Shop back to back in 2023 and 2024. Come taste what makes them the best right here in Centennial, Colorado. If you guys have ever been to our tailgates, we have a great time, a lot of great drinks, but we also have Primo Hoagies there. You guys don't want to miss out. It's a great time. It's great food. You can get ready for a mouth-watering deal at Primo Hoagies. Right now, grab our special combo, 1 Primo-sized hoagie, a 1-ounce bag of chips, a 20-ounce drink, all for just $15.99. Don't miss out. Swing by Primo Hoagie Centennial today and treat yourself to the perfect lunch meal. All right, we're going to get to these super chats and then get out of you guys' hair. I know you guys want to enjoy a nice Coors Light and chill after a game like that. It was a tough one. But next one coming in from Jared Grabber. Shout out to all you guys and everyone at DNVR. I've been watching since I was a small child in the 80s with an Elway poster on my wall. Is this the most productive rookie class in Broncos history?
Y'all tell me, because I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. If you think about it, we really didn't get a dominant player.
Couple good
we got
ones.
a decent. I mean, Bo, decent, right? Average.
Yeah, a little above average for a rookie.
Okay.
Jonah Ellis, Troy Franklin,
Average.
This is the best they say for the Broncos.
I don't know if it's the best
It
of all
can't
time. I
be.
wouldn't say for just the rookie
No,
class.
they're not
I
saying
hope
this
not.
is the best. They're saying this is one of the worst.
No. They say, is this the best
They
rookie
say
class?
this
for
the
Broncos?
best.
This is a very good, productive. This is a very good
Productive
rookie
means
class.
best.
Rookie class?
Yeah.
I mean, we are playing a lot of rookies, though, if you think about it.
Yeah. Vele, Franklin. Those are all starters.
Estime, Bo, a lot on offense. Our defense, you got
Kris
Abrams.
Abrams-Draine,
Yeah.
Jonah Ellis we talked about. I don't know. Maybe so. We'll have to see.
I don't know, bro, but we had some dogs. We had some boys that played when I came out. You feel me? Had Vaughn and all them boys. Vaughn was the year after me, I think.
Yeah.
You also
but it
have-
was you and Orlando. Oh, no. Orlando was your after you too, right?
Yeah, he was after me as well. Damn.
What year
you?
you came out?
Yo, come on.
What year did you come out?
Chill out. 09.
Yeah, dude, we were all children by then. We were all children.
Yeah,
then.
chill out. 09. We had some.
So you were 2
players.
years before me. Okay.
Next
Vaughn
one.
is 11. We came out 11.
Yeah, okay, so 2 years after.
Yeah.
2 years after you.
That boy, oh.
Because we went.
Next one coming in from
our
Saints
first
fan.
pick the year after. We
Was
picked
who?
up Tebow.
The
I
best
was like, I
draft
can't
class.
believe it.
Dang.
The best draft class.
We had DT though, you feel me?
What's that?
That next draft class.
Yeah.
2010?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was.
no, the best draft class is 2011, hands down.
No, you're saying like overall draft.
Overall players?
He's saying drafted by the Broncos.
Oh, but wrong.
Yeah. Next one coming in from Saints fan. 1, terrible defense. 2, too many flags. 3, Bo just needs better wide receivers and tight ends. Very surprised Bo playing good with no wide receivers or tight ends. Bo is great. He had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions tonight. Protected the football. Played well. 29, 40, 72% completion percentage. He's playing well for a young rookie.
So, don't say young rookie, just say a rookie.
He's young. He's a rookie.
He's not young.
He's
He's
young.
35.
But young Rook, he doing pretty
Compared
well.
to you, he's young.
Goodness.
Next one coming in from Andrew. Felt like Bo was changing to the wrong play. Nope, not yet.
I feel like Bo was changing
I don't
so
know of too many audibles I saw.
Yeah, I didn't notice that too much. It was more so the concepts of the routes at times on certain down the distance, which was like, bro, why are you calling that one?
Terrible play
Yeah.
call.
And if you're watching it on Prime Vision, you can see all that. Hope y'all did that tonight, man.
Yeah.
Prime Vision, baby.
That was dope.
That was
all
funny.
right.
Next one coming in from the great one. That throw from Bo past the first down was horrible.
Which one?
I don't know which one he's referring to. But I don't think I had too many throws that I was unhappy with from Bo today. For the most part, I felt like he played pretty well. I mean, he only had 11 incompletions.
Yeah, he didn't have too terrible game.
Yeah.
And the thing that sucks is when he did have the incompletions, they were bad incompletions. That's like why it was like, ugh.
Right.
Like there was terrible incompletions.
Next one coming in from Zebulon Foster. Tough loss, but who gives a crap? We're about to blast the Bengals. We're still so back.
There we go.
Yep. We're back, baby.
Oh,
Broncos are back.
We're back, baby.
Rolling.
It's gonna. I hope he's right about beating them like that, but it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
I think.
Hopefully. Next one coming in from OPMG. I watched the refs walk the Chargers down the field, pick a running back, and build their confidence. We rotated too many players out, which caused confusion. I don't know why we're still at a 3 running back rotation.
We didn't have we had a 5 running back
It was
rotation
ridiculous.
today. We had running back get hurt, and we
Mims.
still had more running backs.
Yeah.
It didn't make no sense.
It's too many bodies.
Dude, they was rotating them.
They were.
I mean, like, hand off, next guy. Hand off,
They did.
next guy. I ain't never seen a running back backfield that terrible a day of my life.
We gotta be the worst running game in the league, no?
Bro, you have to be.
No, we're
Hands
like
Yeah,
down.
please check
We're like
production.
20.
Gotta be.
we're like 22nd, I think.
Okay.
We were coming into this game, so
Okay.
not the worst, but it's pretty bad. And I know that I bet if you looked at just production from running backs, we're probably the worst. But because you add in quarterback production and when the quarterback scrambles, I think
Right.
it helps us out a
little bit.
lot.
There's about 10 teams, and it's
10
Raiders
teams?
are at the very end.
Wow.
And then it's Jets, Bengals, Browns, Seahawks, Cowboys, Dolphins, Jaguars.
And that's interesting.
Suck to be
Bengals
a
is up there.
Raider.
They almost have a
Suck to
1,000-yard
be a Raider.
running back. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think you're right with that when it comes to Bo's runs early
Yeah.
on in the season. Kind of contributes to
Definitely
better.
help. Next one, another one coming in from OPMG. Bruh, Riley Moss ain't going to shut down T. Higgins. Ooh, I don't know. Riley Moss is kind of nice. Bengals can't stop anything, but they do have firepower. We didn't play zone like this in 2015. No, we didn't. We just went man-to-man and just locked everybody out. We had an incredible secondary, and, you could do that when you got those guys playing behind you. But I definitely think Riley Moss can hold his own against T. Higgins. I don't think he's just going to burn Riley Moss for 150 yards. Riley Moss is a good defender.
You think it's going to take him a little time to kind of get back into that flow? Or, from having this time off or no?
I think he'd be ready to get ready and ready to go.
I'm hoping that he was close to being able to play on Thursday. So by next Saturday, he's back. It's
Right.
not even like he's gimpy or not 100%. All right, the last one coming in from Rello Country. Pathetic first half team. Sean got a clean playbook.
Sean got to start using the dang playbook. That's the problem. He got to start using the playbook. He ain't even using it correctly. He has a good playbook. He just don't want to use everything. And it goes back to what I think Knowshon's saying. Is it the fact that everybody can't catch on to the playbook? Is it hard or something? Because I feel like he's just keeping it so vanilla. And I feel like we have no one in there that can rise to the occasion and run the ball on a consistent basis. We have no one that we have just like, all right, we know when it's a screenplay, we're giving it to him, right? We know when it's like you just don't have that concept in his offense for some reason.
Yeah.
For some reason.
We could have probably guessed that this was going to be a high scoring game. Maybe short week for both teams.
Yeah.
Especially on the defensive side, you're a little bit sore. You know what I mean? You're jumping out of block out of the way of the blockers because your body is sore. You just want to try to just make the tackle any way you can. We probably could have tried to maybe guess this. That it was going to be a high scoring game.
Dang. Well, we got a lot to look at with this game. We'll watch some film, break down some stuff for you tomorrow morning. We'll be back 10 a.m. tomorrow, talk through this game and, kind of get it out of our brains and try to move on to the Bengals because it's going to be a big one. Peace and love. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Deuces.
Work, all city like the mayor.